Caleb, when you take stock of, obviously we spoke to you in the spring. When we spoke to you in the spring, you were just getting here, just figuring stuff out, figuring out where things were. You're just now, after a few months, how much different do you feel even now in the same calendar year, just being a part of this program and feeling more like this is
I would say it feels more realistic just because I've gotten to know everybody. I've gotten relationships with everybody. I feel like I'm really part of the brotherhood now, just going through a spring with them, going through the summer, and then going through fall camp. So I just feel like it's more of a brotherhood, and I have better connections with everybody on the team and everything like that.
When you think about your path here, you obviously had to deal with all the coaches here, with the recruiting process, if you will, at the portal. The collectives are involved, there's NIL involved. You're one of the first people to really go through it in a major way. How would you rate your experience of all of those factors coming together to help you get here to your future?
I think I said before, it was like recruiting on steroids for me. But I wouldn't change a thing. I feel like if you know how to handle it and you rely on the things that are stable in your life, it can be handled pretty well. I relied on God and my family for it, so I don't really think it caused me to shake at all during this experience, but I feel like it was handled at a really high level, so I'm glad it happened.
Caleb, I do have a serious question, but also when you hear Ryan Day saying this number that they're talking to you about running back stuff, do you take that seriously at all, or you just take it as a throw decision?
I definitely take that serious. I mean, I feel like I'm an elite player with the ball in my hands, so I mean, I would never say like, I would never not believe in myself to do something, so I definitely believe that's on the table, but I'm just taking it day by day.
Have you had any reps so far at that, Caleb? I'm sorry.
A running back, I'd say the end of the summer.
What would you like that to look like if you got to pick? How much would you play on?
I wouldn't say like every play or anything. I would say if I played on offense, it would like maybe max 10 snaps a game.
I mean, there's a kid out in Colorado right now doing it. So
I
it's
know.
like,
That's my friend Travis. Yeah.
so like, I don't know, talk with him about what it's like to do, and maybe that's not even a real thing for this year, but just the idea of having to play both ways.
I mean, I have an idea from it just because of high school. I know it would be accelerated just because it's college and everything and everybody's better. But, I mean, I have an idea of it just because of high school. I played a lot of plays every play. So I know, like, what it would take and everything like that. But Travis is doing that at an elite level. And I don't think anybody's really done that in a while like him. So I commend him for that. I know how hard it is for him, and he's in elite shape to do it.
Do you feel like
you had conversations with this exact coaching staff about what this defense can do exactly? Obviously, you made your own decisions in life, but now you're here and you've been in it for 9 months and have been working it. Does it live up to what they were talking to you about when you were in terms of how you're used in it, what it looks like on the field, how effective you guys have been, at least against this offense over the last time?
Definitely. We can be one of the most elite defenses to ever play in this game. So I feel like if we play at the level that we should, then everything will get handled and the plays will be made. So.
Caleb, do you feel?
Back to your decision to come here. How much of it was the guys that
Tom, did you ask my question?
how much what you're in on this team and the opportunity to make that?
I feel like that was a major piece of it just because I knew a lot of those guys during recruitment and I had like small relationships with them just because of talking to them, going on visits. So a lot of them were with me for my OVs. So I feel like I had a pretty good relationship with some of them coming in. And then just the knowledge that the team was going to be so strong and so collected together just because the guys had been around each other so long. So I feel like that's always a plus to know that you're walking into a real brotherhood and a real team.
Were the players themselves selling you on that too when you were trying to decide what to do?
A couple, but most of the decision was really based off of my family and what I felt like God wanted for me. So yeah, I talked to a few of them before I made the decision and everything, but most of it was based off of my family and God.
Some of your teammates have said.
Is it surprising to you that Lathan isn't getting a lot of attention this preseason, considering how long it's been going?
Yeah, that's very surprising because he's an elite player. He's a player that sets the tone every day, a player that comes to practice every day, plays hard and everything, battles through everything that comes his way. So, I mean, I don't know why they're looking at me and not him because he's an elite player.
Yeah, he was. I was asking him, but have you guys been on the same wavelength almost since you got here? And he said, yeah. He likes almost kind of think alike stuff. Do you feel that too?
I definitely feel that way. He's an elite football player. Has an elite mind. He takes the game serious as I do. So I definitely see that we see the game in a very similar way.
A lot of people worry that if you played some plays on offense, that would put you in more jeopardy that you don't need to be in and stuff. And I'm just thinking, are you in more jeopardy on getting hurt on offense or defense? What's your take?
I feel like at the end of the day, you got to win the game, and you got to do what it takes to win the game. So if you have to play a few snaps on offense to win the game, that just is what it is. But in terms of getting hurt,
Yeah. You don't think about it,
I'd
right?
probably say offense is more of a prerequisite of getting hurt just because you're getting hit.
Yeah.
So
And one last thing, what have you definitely picked up, Caleb? You came from an elite program. What have you definitely picked up in the last 9 months here, but especially maybe in preseason camp that's a little bit different, or about this defense? You know what I mean? Just what's a little bit different about this place?
I would say the different ways that they play defense here is they have different, I'll say, techniques and different views on how to play defense than they did at Alabama. It's a different type of system. They coach it different, and then just the coaching from the DBs is different. So you get to learn in different views and different perspectives. So I feel like if you know different things and you can pick from which ones you want to play from, I feel like that makes you a more well-rounded player.
Some of your teammates, continue to say that you bring a real kind of professional mindset to the team. How much do you think it's helped you that, in your first year as a freshman, you got thrown into the fire and played, so many snaps, so many games at a young age?
I was blessed to do that, and I feel like I worked enough to do that, and I was glad that Coach Saban and Coach Robinson trusted me to play that early, and I'm just thankful for the opportunity that I played that early. I feel like it definitely excelled my growth in terms of as a football player and being able to see the game. And I definitely think that I can help the team just based off of that, just based off of my experiences there and how that'll change and help me coming in here. So.
Did you feel kind of through the year you got more comfortable kind of having that experience, and as the games got bigger, did you feel like you were kind of comfortable playing?
You can definitely see if you watch my film full through from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, you can see the growth that came through that and came through the experiences from the first few games to the last few games. You can see the confidence grow, playing faster, playing more physical, reacting faster to everything like that. So you can see that throughout my film.
What have you seen are the biggest differences from your time at Alabama to your time at Ohio State?
It's an offensive coach here, which is always a different thing because Coach Saban was such a defensive DBs. He was such a defensive guy. Practices are run a little different just because he's an offensive-minded guy. So, it's not anything different in terms of like competition level or physicality. I feel like it helps as a defense because you get to see the most looks that are problem looks for the defense. So it helps us be able to change things fast and move and make adjustments on the move to help the team. So I feel like that's a plus.
So you go up against this offense every week. How has that been? How have you seen the wide receivers? How has Will Howard looked for you guys?
I think Will has made significant strides, and I think he's an elite player. I feel like he's going to do great for us, and I hope he plays really good. So, and then like the receivers have been great. The running backs, Quinshon and Trey, and even James Peoples have really done well this fall camp. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they do during the season.
Some of your coaches said that even when you're watching tape, even before the play really gets going, you kind of remember what happened even from tape last year, I guess. Is that just you rewatching it a ton, or do you kind of just have a memory like that you kind of know immediately?
I feel like it's just instincts for the game. And then the more that you're around the game and the more that you watch, the more that you're being able to remember the game instead of reacting to the game when it's happening. So when the play is going on, if you remember what can happen, and you remember like this set can cause this play to happen and this set can cause this play to happen, you can remember what happens instead of reacting to it and reacting to the moment.
So how much do you watch on your own? How much do you watch on your own? Just video? Is it constant or is it?
Whenever I have free time, that always goes into what can make me better. So, it's definitely a lot. I can't say like a number.
Yeah, I know, but yeah.
I've caught a lot of punts this camp. They give me the opportunity to do that. I'll be happy to. If they give it to somebody else, then I wish them the best, and I'll be behind. So.
When you've got the ball in your hands, what is your mindset?
Score.
Caleb, you were talking about the potential of this defense earlier. Having been in Alabama, played some of those SEC teams, how would you compare the overall talent level of this team to where you were before some of the teams you faced last year?
I would say talent level. I would say above or right at the same level. I would say, but it really doesn't matter about the talent level. We have to go out and play every game the same and be a disciplined team because that's what it takes to win. So, I mean, we can play Akron the first game. If they come out and have a better game plan and they're more disciplined, then it's going to be a game. It doesn't really matter about how much talent either team has. So, I feel like we got to go out and be a disciplined team and play every game and every snap like it's the last snap we're ever going to play.
What do you remember about playing against Quinshawn?
Physicality. Plays with a motor that not many people have.
Caleb, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Caleb.